Another crazy story. P. Diddy, as I said, he formed that music group. It was called Bad Boys in the 90s. And it was a very successful music group. I mean, label. He made millions and millions and millions of dollars. He became a household name. But unfortunately, at the same time, P. Diddy was known to get into trouble. This is not the first time P. Diddy has been in trouble. I remember one time I was watching this interview, and P. Diddy, he had gotten in trouble for something he did. I believe it had to do with Shine. But he had this lawyer. The lawyer was so aggressive. And I said, well, listen what he's saying. Listen what he's saying.
Wouldn't you be? I want to make it clear I would like to answer as much of these questions as possible, but I just don't want to interfere at all with the investigation. I want them to get to the bottom of it and get to the truth. I did not want to waste your time.
So you hear P. Diddy speaking. I said it's not his first, running with the law, unfortunately. But he's saying that, he don't want to talk too much because he just want the police to do their work and get to the bottom of everything. He's basically saying, you know what? He's being falsely accused, like what he's saying right now. He's being falsely accused.
Coming out here, I just wanted to make sure one of the things that I see in every report that is being reported, that there's an allegation that I had something to do with the shooting. And I'm trying to make it clear to you. I want to say to you all face to face, I had nothing to do.
Unbelievable. But we know he was making that up. We all know he was making that up. But when he was talking, he sounds so believable. He really did.
A shooting that night in the nightclub. Absolutely nothing to do with the shooting that night in the nightclub, nor did Jennifer. We went there together by ourselves to have a good time in a limousine.
That's crazy. By himself. We know that wasn't right. We know that's made up. We know that's a lie.
And yes, she is doing well. And I wish that the incident...
Don't forget to hit like, subscribe button. P. Diddy said he wished the incident never happened. He wished every incident he got caught up with, he wished it never happened. Only when he gets caught, though. Only when he gets caught.
That we were not any place that an incident like that happened. But we have nothing to do with that incident. And I just want to make that clear.
Hold on a second. Who said that someone around him was armed? I don't really think you're getting this.
P. Diddy's lawyer is trying to explain everything away for him.
Jennifer Lopez and Sean Combs went together to the club. Who else was at this hip-hop club?
What about Shine?
Who other people were there?
I think the facts that we're trying to get to the bottom of is that I do not... That's what you're reporting. That's the matter that's at hand as far as your headlines are talking about me.
Who's that? Water? White Lightning? What's going on, White Lightning? Dustin, what's going on, Dustin? What is that? Beto? Jose? That's how you say it? Water? Is Diddy coming out with a new album soon? I heard he was.
I know was charged with an offense, and I'm just trying to make it clear to you. I don't want to sit here and waste anybody's time with questions that have nothing to do about what's being reported.
Who's that? Anne Marie. What's that? Salar? Bito? White Lightning. That's the only thing I read. That's it.
You what's being reported and give you a statement. And
if I'm Mace, yeah, I'm Mace. I'm Mace, yeah.
I wanted to thank y'all for coming out.
Bullet Club, New York, Sunday night. Today, the multi-millionaire rap mogul said neither he or his superstar girlfriend, Jennifer Lopez...
P. Diddy
had anything to do with the shooting.
Absolutely nothing to do with the shooting that night in the nightclub, nor did Jennifer. We went there together.
They said P. Diddy was just making things up. They said all P. Diddy does is make things up.
The indictment comes after both Combs and Lopez were called to testify before the panel at Manhattan Criminal Court. Lopez has declined to talk about the incident. She's not charged in the case. Combs, however, was charged with weapons possession after a 9mm handgun was found in his company's sport utility vehicle.
I told you, Puff Daddy was a real bad boy. You know? A real bad boy.
Sped away from the club after the shooting.
I was just out with friends.
In another development today, Natanya Rubin, who was hit by a flying bullet during the shooting.
And this is the lady right here, who I saw her in an interview about 2 months ago. She said P. Diddy paid her $1 million for what he did to her in the nightclub. You know, he never learned. He never learned his lesson.
Criticized the media for focusing on Combs and Lopez rather than the victims.
I'm not famous. Does that make me any less valuable?
The Brooklyn hairstyle and mother of two says she's been traumatized by the whole ordeal.
Fortunate to be alive.
So I said, this is the lady right here. She said Puff did that to her. Do you think he's getting a smash? I mean, unbelievable. Imagine that. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing in there.
I was shot in my face.
Rubin's attorney.
The lady right there.
She joins us now.
The lady right there said P. Diddy did whatever to her. You know, he paid her $1 million. And this is an interview she did about 7 months ago.
Sharing her story. Natanya, thank you so much for being with us. I can't imagine what you've been through since 1999,
I said P. Diddy, he's been a bad boy for years now.
and then all the emotions that must be coming up over the last couple of days. What was your reaction, Natanya, when you saw these massive raids at P. Diddy's two homes?
First and foremost, thank you for having me. It was
This is a young lady who said Puffy did whatever to her back in the 90s.
very emotional. In short, it was extremely emotional because it was basically it marked 25 years, a quarter of a century since this occurred. And I've had to relive this over and over again, intermittently in that time. So when I saw it, it was very cathartic because I finally felt like justice would be done. Justice would be mine.
So this lady's saying right here, you know what? She just hoping for justice. And she's been waiting for justice for 25 years now. You know, so she's glad that Puff Daddy's behind the bars right now.
And belong to all of his victims.
Yeah, and you have said since really right after the shooting that it was P. Diddy who shot you. I mean, I think you even said it to the doctor that night, right?
I said it immediately. I literally watched them pull out the guns. I've had a clear point of view.
Don't forget, this lady was compensated $1 million by Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy should have been in jail a long time ago, she's saying. She said he should have been in jail since 25 years ago. I mean, if Puff Daddy had went to jail 25 years ago, he'd probably be getting out right now.
I mean, for God's sake, I got shot in my nose. I was facing them directly. I watched everything occur and have described it, you know, vehemently to all parties involved.
Don't forget, hit like the subscribe button, like the subscribe button.
I think in our society, we are...
I said this lady right here, she says she's glad her justice is being served. You know, he just ran. He was like a cat. He ran out of lives now. He ran out of lives. He used them all up.
Respectability politics. There are people who want to be adjacent to power or celebrity or money. And
oh, you back? Okay, well, welcome back.
there's a high
I'm from New York. Where you from?
of respectability. Because his name was more notable, he was believed rather than a victim who gave the first-hand account. By the grace of God, I survived.
Yeah, and this was also a different time. I mean, things were very, very different in 1999. I mean, did you sense right from the beginning that no one believed you?
Well, I don't think that was on my mind.
Like I said, Puffy been using his money for years and years and years and years to get away with crimes.
I think first and foremost, I'm a mother. I'm a mother of 3. At the time, I was a mother of 2. And just surviving and getting home to my children was of the utmost importance. Being home and being able to love them, that was, you know, primary on my list. I didn't have any reason to believe that to think that someone would not believe me. But as things unfolded,
So basically, this lady's saying right here that she went to the authorities many years ago and she told them what P. Diddy did, and they didn't really want to believe her because I guess back then he was a man. I guess he's no longer the man anymore, so he has to go do his time.
a very short period of time where I realized that's what in fact was happening.
So, as I mentioned, Diddy has denied being the one who pulled the trigger. But this is interesting, Natanya. Rodney Jones, also known as Little Rod, is now suing Diddy for sexual harassment. That's something that's been in the headlines for the last couple of days. And there's a very interesting quote from his lawsuit that relates back.
Okay, so here's what they said right here. It's one of the lawsuits that that kind of put the nail in the coffin for P. Diddy, allegedly. I don't know.
To you that I want to read because it sort of ties all of this together. And it says, Jones claims in the lawsuit, Mr. Combs shared that he was responsible for the shooting in the nightclub in New York City with rapper Shine. He shared that artist and Mr. Combs' girlfriend at the time, Jennifer Lopez, aka J-Lo.
See what I mean? In that interview, P. Diddy was just lying. He was making things up. One thing about P. Diddy, he made things up. He loved making things up. Some people say lying.
Carried the gun into the club for him and passed him the gun after he got into an altercation with another individual. So now you have Little Rod in this new lawsuit saying that Diddy told him that he actually was responsible. I mean, what did you think when you read that?
Well, I was incensed for a number of
Little Rod say, you know what? They don't call me Little Rod for nothing. You're not going to take advantage of me. You're not going to bully me around.
reasons. First and foremost, for the past quarter of a century, he's vehemently denied that he was responsible, even though I knew wholeheartedly, and as so many others were in the club that night, we all knew he was responsible. A lot of people were afraid for this.
P. Diddy's responsible for a lot of things. That's why a lot of people probably don't have a lot of sympathy for him. Thinking about it right now.
Justifiably so. I mean, the history that has occurred in the last 25 years proves that they were justified in being afraid. But I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid because I still bear, I have 9 bullet fragments remaining in my face. So when I saw that count 128, that's actually count 128.
This lady seems pretty believable. She actually says she sued P. Diddy and he paid her $1 million, in case you didn't know.
Lawsuit. When I saw that on a podcast that was analyzing all of the counts, I knew I had to speak. I had no intention of going viral. I was just getting it out of me. I have a mantra, having my say. There was a time a few years ago where I had a talk break.
Don't forget, P. Diddy's a bad boy. He lived up to his name. Take that.
Called having my say. And that's very important to me. I believe everyone is entitled to have their say. Far too often we don't hear people or listen. And so I just wanted to get it out of me because...
Take that. That's all P. Diddy used to be saying. Take that.
And I made this video not expecting it to go viral. Went to pick up my daughter, came back home, and she's like...
Don't forget, hit like, subscribe button, tell a friend. Diddy, doodle, how many doodle? It's a good question.
And I literally told him, like, well, you're probably going to see it tomorrow. I made a video on TikTok, maybe...
That's a good doodle, Diddy, doodle. Unbelievable.
By the time we got home, she said, Mommy, it was 70,000 people. And I could not believe it. But it was time. It was time for
So basically, this right here, just an interview with that lady right there, saying that, P. Diddy did something to her, And P. Diddy saying, you know what, he didn't do anything to her. You know what Shine was saying and this and that. Everything was just crazy. Everything was crazy. Continue on. Let's continue on.
It opens wounds.
So you have Shine. You're gonna hear Shine giving his recollection. Everyone has a different story.
When you hear, the victim saying that it was Diddy that shot her, that is what is the most remarkable. Oh, you didn't see that?
I saw it.
Okay. And that was triggered.
So you have the lady right here, Shine, basically confirming what the lady said, that it was Diddy who did it. It was Diddy who did it. And Shine had to take the fall.
A lawsuit from a producer that produced on the Love album, who is making accusations, and in those accusations he says that the gentleman confessed to the shooting.
Yeah, you checking this out on Joe Button thing, but Shine is basically confirming what the lady said about P. Diddy. He was a tricking man, allegedly. I mean, not even alleged. I mean, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
That is what stands out to me the most, because I've done my best to put it behind me and to move forward, and so but it certainly reopens the wounds that I've been saying this all along. Everyone knew all along that I was the fall guy.
I told you, Puffy's been a bad guy for a long time. Shine said he was a fall guy. Puffy said, you know what? I'm not going to jail. You go to jail for me. I mean, but is it Puffy's fault that Shine was willing to take the blame for him? I mean, imagine that. Imagine I commit a crime and say, you know what? Just go do my time for me. You say, okay, I do it. And then you say, it's my fault. It's my fault. You said you'll do it. Why you say, yeah, I'm just talking.
But my political enemies, and it opens witnesses.
Is she after this?
I'm not going to get into that.
You already did.
It does open wounds.
You're going to.
And certainly I am relieved that people are saying what the truth is.
Till next time, guys. No more Diddy videos for the night. When you get a chance, go check out my other videos. Matter of fact, let's continue on.
I did not shoot those people. I maintain that I never shoot nobody. That there were other guns. There I always said that has not changed.
So basically, Shine is confirming that P. Diddy had his own weapon along with him. And P. Diddy was in an interview and his lawyers making things up. But don't forget, P. Diddy, he always make things up. Imagine that. Imagine telling the truth.
And that is the testimony that came out. Fragments were never removed. So there was never any forensic testing to say who it was. But the victims are vindicating me.
Distinguished panel, speak now or
Don't forget. You gotta be considerate in the comment section. Till next time. That say kind don't pay, but I see them do it though. Don't forget, I'll be back live in 10 minutes.